If you're serious about emergency preparedness, you've probably already stocked up on rice, beans, and canned goods. But now, we're going to talk about something that most preppers don't think about: powdered foods. I'm not talking about instant mashed potatoes. I'm talking about legitimate, nutrient-dense powdered foods that will actually fill the critical gaps in your food storage plan. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which 7 powdered foods deserve a spot in your storage, why powdered eggs are actually superior to fresh ones for preparedness, and the 4 critical storage rules that most people violate, rules that could turn your expensive food storage into worthless dust. Let's dive in. Before we dive into the specific foods, let's talk about why powdered foods are absolute game changers for emergency preparedness. First, the shelf life. Stored properly. Second, space efficiency. Powdered foods can be stored in a fraction of the space of their fresh or canned equivalents. If you're working with limited storage space, whether that's an apartment closet or a basement pantry, powdered foods give you the most nutrition per cubic foot. Third, and this is the big one most people miss, powdered foods fill nutritional gaps that are nearly impossible to fill otherwise. Try storing fresh eggs for a year. Try storing butter for 5 years. Try getting adequate protein without a freezer full of meat. Powdered foods solve these problems. But here's the catch: you need to know which ones to buy, how to store them, and actually how to use them. Because let's be honest, a lot of preppers buy this stuff, shove it in a closet, and never touch it until an emergency hits. That's a recipe for disaster. Number 7. Powdered soup mixes. Let's start with comfort food, powdered soup mixes. In an emergency situation, morale matters. You're going to want something warm, flavorful, and familiar, not just bland survival calories. Quality powdered soup mixes last indefinitely when stored properly, and they're incredibly easy to prepare. Just add hot water. Look for varieties that include vegetables, proteins, and actual flavor. They're lightweight, they're comforting, and they'll keep you sane when everything else is falling apart. Number 6. Powdered peanut butter. This one surprises people. Powdered peanut butter is essentially dehydrated peanuts with most of the oil removed. Just add water, and you've got peanut butter back. Why is this important? Because it's a plant-based protein source that's incredibly lightweight and has an extremely long shelf life. Regular peanut butter, even unopened, only lasts about 2 years before the oils go rancid. Powdered peanut butter is perfect for families with kids. It's got decent protein content, and you can use it in cooking, baking, or just reconstitute it for sandwiches. The versatility here is underrated. Number 5. Powdered cheese. Yes, there is powdered cheese. And no, I'm not talking about the stuff from mac and cheese boxes, though that works in a pinch. I'm talking about real powdered cheddar, parmesan, or cheese blend powders designed for long-term storage. Here's why this matters. Cheese is a shelf-stable source of fat and protein, plus it adds massive flavor to otherwise bland emergency meals. Fat is incredibly difficult to store long-term. Oils go rancid. Butter needs refrigeration. But powdered cheese solves this problem while lasting 10 to 15 years or more. Use it on pasta, rice, potatoes, popcorn, or mix it into soups. It's a game changer for making your storage food actually enjoyable. Number 4. Powdered butter. Speaking of fat, let's talk about the most underrated prep item on this list: powdered butter. Fat is an essential macronutrient. Your body needs it. But storing fat long-term is notoriously difficult. Oils oxidize, butter spoils, and even canned butter has limitations. Powdered butter has a 5 to 10 year shelf life, sometimes longer, and it's incredibly versatile. You can reconstitute it for spreading, use it in baking, add it to vegetables, or mix it into survival bread recipes. It provides essential calories and makes food taste better, which matters a lot in a long-term emergency. Number 3. Powdered whey protein. Now we're getting into the heavy hitters. Powdered whey protein is the ultimate space-efficient protein source for emergency preparedness. Here's the reality. Most people's food storage is heavy on carbohydrates, rice, pasta, oats, wheat, and extremely light on protein. You need protein to maintain muscle mass, support your immune system, and function properly during high-stress situations. Whey protein powder fills this gap better than almost anything else. It's concentrated, it's complete protein with all essential amino acids, it mixes easily with water or milk, and quality whey protein can last 10 to 20 years when stored properly. Don't just buy the cheapest stuff at Walmart. Look for whey protein isolate or concentrate from reputable brands and store it in airtight containers with oxygen absorbers. This is one area where quality matters. Number 2. Powdered milk. Powdered milk is a preparedness classic for good reason. It provides essential calcium, vitamin D, and complete protein, what most people get wrong. They buy non-fat powdered milk and think they're done. Non-fat is fine for drinking and cooking, but if you want longer shelf life and better nutrition, look for whole milk powder as well. Yes, it has a slightly shorter shelf life because of the fat content, but it's far more nutritious. Powdered milk is essential if you have kids, and it's incredibly versatile. Drinking, cooking, baking, making yogurt, even cheese if you know what you're doing. Store both non-fat for longevity and whole for nutrition. Number 1. Powdered eggs. And the number 1 powdered food for long-term storage is powdered eggs. Here's why powdered eggs are actually superior to fresh eggs for preparedness. Fresh eggs last 3 to 5 weeks refrigerated. Powdered eggs last 30+ years. Fresh eggs require refrigeration. Powdered eggs don't. Fresh eggs are fragile and bulky. Powdered eggs are compact and nearly indestructible. 1 can of powdered eggs equals approximately 2 to 3 dozen fresh eggs, and you can use them for everything. Scrambling, baking, omelets, binding ingredients, whatever you need. The key is buying real powdered whole eggs, not just egg whites. Whole egg powder contains the yolk, which means you get the healthy fats, vitamins A, D, E, and K, and the complete protein profile. Powdered eggs are the ultimate preparedness protein source, and if you only buy one thing from this list, make it this. Here are the 4 critical rules for storing powdered foods that most people violate. Rule 1. Keep them cool. Heat is the enemy. Store your powdered foods in the coolest area of your home, ideally 50 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Every 10-degree increase in temperature cuts shelf life significantly. Rule 2. Keep them dry. Moisture will destroy powdered foods almost instantly. Use airtight containers, add desiccant packets, and never store powdered foods in humid environments like garages or unfinished basements. Rule 3. Keep them dark. Light degrades nutrients and fats. Store in opaque containers or in dark spaces. Clear plastic containers might look nice, but they're sabotaging your storage. Rule 4. Use oxygen absorbers. This is the one most people skip. Oxygen absorbers remove oxygen from sealed containers, preventing oxidation and extending shelf life dramatically. They're cheap, they're easy to use, and they're absolutely essential. Follow these 4 rules, and your powdered foods will last decades. Violate them, and you'll be throwing money away. So, there you have it. The 7 best powdered foods for long-term storage, why they matter, and how to actually store them properly. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more emergency preparedness content. Drop a comment below and let me know which powdered foods you're already storing, or if I missed anything you think deserves a spot on this list. Stay prepared, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.